About part C, most of you have asked me how to solve part C, so I'm uploading this video. Part C, you will be getting like 7 to 8 paragraphs. Depends on that, you will get 8 questions. Now, the topic of text 1 is delivering serious news, where you will have 1 to 8 questions on this paragraph. Okay, so now if you see this, it's around 7 paragraphs, long paragraphs you are having. Okay, like how we did part B, reading the question and going back to your content, the same way you are going to do here also. Now, your first question is like, why does the writer prefer the term serious news? So my word of search is serious news. Okay, usually in part C, first question will be from first paragraph only, second question will be from the second question only. So I'm not reading the options, but I'm just taking the word serious news, which is like a reference term. So I'm going to check where is serious news and I'm going to read. And your question is about preference, why they are preferring serious news. Okay, now let me go to the paragraph. Okay, if you see this, in this article we use the phrase serious news or life altering news rather than choosing a term with a negative connotation. If you are telling negative connotation in the sense, connotations are mostly the feelings or emotions associated with something, right? Like emotions, we can say. So it is a negative feelings or negative emotions they are talking about. So usually we are telling serious news or life altering news instead of, rather than means instead of choosing a term with negative emotions or feelings. What it, like if you are giving bad news, it's going to give negative emotions. Instead I'm going to give serious news. That is what their sentence is about. With this word connotation, I'm going to my question. Okay, your options are like, it enables doctors to avoid unnecessary conversation. It's not about unnecessary conversation, it's wrong. It avoids influencing the patient's emotional response. Yes, it is talking about emotional response. With the word connotation, I'm telling, it helps patients to better understand their condition. It's not about better understanding. It offers a more specific definition. No, so it is not about unnecessary information, it is not about understanding, it's not about specific definition. It is about emotional response with the word connotation. Okay, so I'm going for option B. Now, the writer's purpose in the second paragraph is to highlight. When you are seeing this word highlight means, maybe your options has like one to all four options, there may be like 2-3 answers already there in the paragraph, out of which is the highlighted information which they prefer or which they suggest. So that is what we are about to take as an answer. Okay, so highlighting means which is preferable one, which is most highlighted or most mentioned. That is what you need to take it as an answer. Now the treatment options available to most patients, is it if you are getting like most, or if it is about few or something, you have to mark it. Okay, before going this, let me read the paragraph. So what they need to highlight. Okay, your paragraph, second paragraph is here. Studies shows vast majority of patient would prefer to be informed. Prefer to be informed in the sense they want to be informed about life altering diagnosis rather than remain in ignorance. So they don't want to consider, like they don't want to be in ignorance, but they want some information about the diagnosis. However, in the sense, in the opposite manner, they are telling the amount of information. So what they need to hear, the amount of information they wish to receive can vary means it depends upon the person. It tend to vary. The most wanting to know, most means about 100 people, 90 percentage want to know about treatment options and effectiveness. Okay, while they want to hear less about specific details of prognosis. So about the progression they don't want to hear, but about the treatment option and the effectiveness of proposed treatment they want to hear. So the study shows that they want to hear some information, but regarding the information they are very particular what they want to hear. Okay, it depends upon person to person. That is what they are telling. Now let me go to the options. The treatment available to most patient, it's not most patient, it varies with each person what they want to hear. Okay, and then okay, the difficulty of knowing what a patient wants to be told. It's not about difficulty of knowing here, they are very particular in what they want to know. The trends concerning what patients and relatives want to hear, yes, the trends in the sense what they want to hear, they are very clear and they are announcing it too. So this is about the option they are indicating. The different topics that healthcare workers should cover with patient, should cover, that depends upon the healthcare workers, not about the patient. So here they are telling what they want to hear exactly. The writer's purpose in the second paragraph is to highlight what they want to hear. So far what we have read is about patients willingness to hear something, what they really want to hear from healthcare workers, not about the treatment options or about the doctor's difficulty or whether they are covering the information or not. It is about the trend, what they are setting in and what they want to hear. So the option is C. Now third question, what does the word dose refer to? This is also a referral question. So whenever you are getting like a referral question, usually we will read above and below lines to clarify. Now let me go to the third paragraph. Is it about healthcare worker or treatment experts or language translators or patient relatives? So let's see where is those. So here is the word those, right? So usually when I get this word above and below line, I used to read the patient should be able to choose family members or friends to be present for support. So here they are talking about patient, right? Patient and family members or friends, they are talking about these. For those who don't speak fluent English, so here it is about the patient. The patient should be able to choose. He has the ability to choose family members or friends to be present for their support. For those people who don't speak fluent English, so it's about speaking, must be the people here. So here there are only two people they have mentioned, patient and family members or friends. Now let me go for the option. It is about the healthcare. Are they giving healthcare staff or treatment experts or language translator or patients and relatives? We already seen that before those, it's about only patient and relatives. So I'm going for D. Next, in the fourth paragraph, the writer mentions the patient Harry in order to explain that. Only about Harry, what they are explaining, that is what we are going to check. Okay. Okay, so here is patient Harry. Second item in spikes is the patient's perception. Perception means how much they observe, how much they got as a information or their view. That is what they are telling. So last week I asked a patient, let's call him Harry. So Harry is what our topic of discussion. If he understood his current condition. So the question is, they explained to a patient about his condition, but whether he understood or not. Of course, he said that he did. So he admitted that he did. But when he came to explain it to me, when he tried to explain, I saw that there were many gaps in his knowledge. Many gaps in his knowledge means maybe he delivered the wrong diagnosis or the information about the diagnosis were incomplete. okay, that need to be addressed. So this is what they are telling about Harry. Actually the topic is about patient perception, what he observed when they explained, and when he tried to explain it back, there was some gaps in his knowledge. Gaps in his knowledge means maybe he missed some information, or he misinterpreted what is the information they are talking about. Okay, now let's go to the question. Okay. Patients are often reluctant to ask for help. No. Patients may not aware of their ignorance. Yes. Healthcare professionals often find it hard to relate to patients. It's not about relate to patient, but it's about how they understood what they explained. May not always explain things effectively. It is not here about the explanation part, but it is about patient perception, how they received the information, but not about the explanation. So this is wrong, and this is also about information, so this is wrong. Patient may not be aware of their ignorance. Yes. Why I'm choosing this? Because they said Harry did said that he knows, okay, but he really don't know that the information he perceived is wrong. So he doesn't know that he is not aware of some information. So this is what the answer. Now going forward, fifth, the writer suggests that older patient may be more likely to, so I have to look for the word older patient, maybe. Okay. Okay, here is your older patients. Older patients may, so here is my word may simply wish to know the diagnosis, accept the recommendations of the treatment team. So they just want to know about what is their condition, and they want to accept the recommendations of treatment team. Okay, so when I go for the options, require more information, no, it is not more information. What they suggest, they are accepting. Limit their family's involvement, it is not stated, not given. Accept the staff suggested plan, yes. Inquire further about their treatment plans, no, they are not inquiring. Sometimes you may get confused with A and C because it is about information, maybe it is about the diagnosis, no. If they say like require information, it is right. If they are telling like more information, they are not asking for more information. What is their diagnosis, that is what they need, and they accept what they are suggesting. So I'm going for C. Okay, now next question. In the sixth paragraph, the writer offers an example to emphasize in the sense they want to stress that when explaining information, professionals should. So whenever you are explaining something, you should follow some, okay, follow some rules, maybe, I don't know. So we need to check. So let me go to the sixth paragraph. So after this I have to check here. Okay, so it is about giving knowledge in the sense it is explanation, right? So when you are explaining, what you have to provide, you should be direct but avoid being unfeeling or blunt. You should not feel like negative, but you should give the information straight away. When you discuss their condition and utilize, so what you need to do, you should not feel somewhat sad or sad, or you are not ready to open up, not in that way, but you have to be very direct and utilize some non-technical terms. Non-technical terms here, don't use medical terms, but use the way they understand. Okay, it should be patient is layman, right? So we need to give non-technical terms or non-medical terms in small words that they can perceive. Okay, so it's about saying the things direct and utilizing non-technical terms. Okay, now let me see this. Avoid using complex medical language, right? Prevent patients from becoming upset. It is not preventing, You should be direct, but avoid you being upset. That's what they are telling. Discuss how the illness was identified. It is not about identification, right? It is about conveying the information, giving the information. So this is wrong. Repeat information multiple times. They didn't talk about this multiple times. Okay, so we have to be direct and avoid using technical terms, right? So I am going for option A, that I have to avoid complex medical language and I have to provide like layman terms. Now, the seventh paragraph focuses on what? So it is about ensuring the patient understand. Okay, let me see.